pets. And there was this little dog that got hit by a car that was owned by a senior couple. And by the time I got the information, it was too late. But what happened was the people that found the dog, and I guess they brought it right in for some medical care. And then the owners couldn't reimburse them, so they just let them keep the dog. And I said that is never going to happen again,
Right.
and that was one of the
Right.
things that really pushed me to start this organization now, because I never wanted that to happen. You don't want
Yeah.
anybody to lose their pet because they can't afford the medical care, and you don't want anybody to surrender their pet at the shelter because they can't afford $100 or $200 to get it out. You just never want to see that happen.
Yep. Absolutely. That is that, and that's when those sorts of things happen. It just touches your heart, doesn't it? It's like, oh my
Hmm.
gosh, you just don't want that to
Yeah,
happen.
I know.
Yeah.
And so we are
The
so,
family.
yeah, we're so focused now on that, besides running
Hmm.
the day in and day out of the lost pets constantly,
Hmm.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just the people turn to us now for this type of work, and it's become a huge part of what we do now. So
Hmm.
we're thankful that we're able to do that, and we've got such a good, I mean, the people that support us are just amazing. They're just
That's
amazing.
great.
Yeah.
That is great. Yeah. We have some nice quite often people are grateful when their pet gets home, and sometimes they'll have like some kind of workplace giving program.
Oh,
So same thing. So if they make a donation, their workplace will make a donation, and we just appreciate that so much because every minute that we don't have to spend, fundraising, we can be helping people. If that makes sense,
absolutely.
right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
and I always say to our volunteers, you don't want me having to do a bake sale because I probably poisoned half of the people that uh, that came and bought anything that I cooked. so so when we can do that, when we can do fundraising, that when people just appreciate what we do and they just give to us without us having to go to all the work of a big fundraiser.
Yeah, yeah.
That it just helps us all because then we only have so many hours in the day and we can spend those hours helping people find their pets because it isn't like it's an endless job.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And that's exactly right. That's a great way to put it, because in order to do a fundraiser does require so much time. And when
yeah.
even though the number of people that are in the group or the page or the followers or the advocates, whatever you want to call them, there's thousands of them. But when it comes down to the core group of volunteers, they're the ones that we're doing day in, day out work with the lost pets and the page and the help with the people. And so you can't take them away from that to do fundraising all the time. There's not enough
Yep.
time in the day, just like you said.
Yep.
Yep. And
Yep.
we did several of them over last year, but I mean, it took a lot out of me. It was very stressful because all I could think of was,
Yeah.
I need to be working on the page. I need to help, so to take away
Mhm.
from that, even though it's something necessary, it's stressful. Yeah.
Yes. 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 We even find that with events. Like we'd love to go and do events. Like the microchip scanning and stuff.
Hmm.
But when we do that, we're taking our people away from the day to day stuff that we do, all the time. So that's hard, and we have to kind of pick and choose and
Hmm.
not burn out our volunteers by doing too many events.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we have our first event coming up. Not this weekend, but next weekend. For we participate with the Humane Society in their walkathon and set up a booth and do the check the chip clinics and talk to everybody like you do. And so
Hmm.
we're doing our first one, and I hope the weather's going to be perfect, and we get a lot of customers that we can help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And we always have, so many people, like you said, when we do the check the chip clinics, they're like, geez, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. There's so much to educate the people about, and that they in turn know what to do and who to contact, and it's just so important.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And they may have never given it a second thought before. And now we just have people that are so appreciative of it. They're like, oh my gosh, I never even realized. I knew my dog had a microchip, but I never ever even realized how much was involved and what I need to do to make sure that everything
Yeah.
is that I'm keeping him safe.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And it is that is so true because people just there's so many levels, I guess, even though it's simple.
hmm
It really is
Yeah,
simple, but you just have to think it
yeah,
through a little bit and make sure you're prepared and that you have everything that you need in the event something happens. And so that's one of the purposes of these events that we go to and participate
yeah,
in and help spread the word.
yep, yep. I would. I'll say. I'll just tell you the story. I was a little missed at one event that we went to last year, and it was kind of a it was kind of a public event, and there was a shelter there or maybe it was a rescue. I can't quite remember, but they had seen what we had done in previous at previous events, so they
Hmm.
decided they were going to scan pets.
Oh, geez.
But they, so and they were one of the first kind of booths as people came into the venue, and so, but all they did was they ran the scanner over the dog and said, "Oh yeah, it's good."
Oh,
Never
geez.
gave them any information, no handout, no education, nothing. So then when the people came by our booth and we said, "Would you like us to scan your microchip?" They said, "Oh no, I already had it done, and over there."
Mm-hmm.
And it was a little bit frustrating because we knew that they hadn't been educated, given any of the information, no
Mm-hmm.
brand, but basically just it works. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah. Yeah, that's
so
not
beware
good.
of that. As you become
Mhm.
successful at doing them, you'll have other copycat people that will try to do it.
Oh, I know. And that is so frustrating because,
Yeah,
we spend so much time, hours in a day, and like you said, put our hearts and souls into this. I mean, this is what we do. Somebody says, "Oh, what does she think? It's her job?" Well, yeah, just because I don't get paid for it, it is my job. I
right,
am the founder and
right,
president of a nonprofit organization, which is a very serious business, I think. So
yeah,
yes, it is my
yes,
job, even though I don't get paid. It is a job, you
yeah,
know, and I
yeah,
work harder than, and I do,
yeah,
I work hard. I put in
yeah,
tons of hours, just like all my other
yeah,
volunteers do. And, so we take it extremely seriously and we don't like copycats and we don't like people trying to do what we have already basically perfected, I guess,
right,
and
right,
have all the information that they need when they need it, because that is not helpful. It just isn't,
right, yeah,
and the whole point of the educational process and going to the events is to help educate people on all the proper methods and the proper procedures and to keep their pets safe, so
right,
it's important. Yeah.
right. hmm
All right, Kathy.
Um,
Well, here we are with just a couple of minutes left already again. It always
hmm
goes by so fast. So,
Yep, yep.
yeah, yeah. So please tell everybody about Lost Dogs of America real quick and your Lost Dogs of Wisconsin also, because your
Yep.
Wisconsin is the one that's the 501c3. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So we're Lost Dogs in America. We're an umbrella organization over top of the other Lost Dogs organizations around the country that, that kind of basically uh, do things similar. None of us do anything exactly the same because we're all at different levels of, um, you know, we've been in existence for different amounts of time, so we've reached different levels of I don't know what you would call it, but organizational status.
Mm-hmm.
So some of us that have been around longer can do more just because we've kind of we've been at it longer.
Yeah.
Um, and so we're lostdogsofamerica.org, and our Facebook page is Lost Dogs of America. And then in Wisconsin, we are lostdogsofwisconsin.org. And we have a Facebook page called Lost Dogs in Wisconsin. So
Yeah.
always happy to have people look at our pages and hopefully get some information from them that
Yeah.
will help them.
Yeah. And the Lost Dogs of America page has amazing information, great stories. I mean, it's so much. It's chock full. You just have to go there, and if you have a question about something, you'll find the answer for sure. Absolutely. So I'm just going to say really quickly again that Lost Pet Services here in Sarasota, Manatee County will be participating in the 2020 Giving Challenge, which is presented by the Community Foundation of Sarasota County with giving strengthened by the Patterson Foundation. This is a really exciting 24-hour giving event, which will take place from noon to noon on April 28th and 29th, and it connects hundreds of local nonprofit organizations with donors and community members around our area. And the Patterson Foundation is generously matching every donation up to $100 per donor per organization. So that's a real blessing for everybody. So we hope that everybody will, as they want to be the one is the theme. We want everybody to be the one that's going to help us save more lives. So we would appreciate your support. But for now, everybody, it's the end of the show. And so I want y'all to remember that a lost pet can't tell anyone where it lives. So please be sure your pet is microchipped and wearing its ID tags. And if it is chipped, that chip is registered and up to date. I'm your host, Patty Giarrusso, and this has been Let's Talk Pets on Society Bites Radio. Thanks for joining us today. And until next time, take care and keep your pets safe.